Ah, it's hot. That's so hot that actually burned my tongue. What's going on, guys? Shaw here, and today we got a couple of vault openings to do. This is going to be the fourth, I guess, like official reset of Season 4. The first time now we're cycling around to Castle Nathria raid, and we have 4 tank vaults to open up. Let's jump in. All right, we are starting with the Guardian Druid, of course. Now, I was able to get a handful of things done last week. I got a few mythic boss kills in raid. Did I do heroic at all? Regardless, I did a buttload of keys, I think is the technical term. So we're going to open up our vault. I don't know what we really need. Honestly, 304 gear is fine. If you guys remember last week, I did happen to pull a 304 shard from my vault. So I'm really just looking for, like, yeah, 304 gear. All right, we're going to double check that we are actually in Guardian. We were in Feral, thank God. I checked, and we're going to open up this big old vault. Well, got 304 cloak from Nathria. That sucks. I kind of hate that this can drop like all 3. Like the loot, dude, the loot table is so big. Cloak isn't horrible. I'd have to change Unity though to a different piece, and that's just like a lot of work and money. We did get a protecting bitband. It's high haste, low mastery. Probably won't be taking this. We also got knuckle dusters, which is verse mastery. I would probably creation catalyst, but my chest has avoidance right now, so I don't know if that would, or my hands have avoidance, so I'm not sure if that would necessarily be worth, because the avoidance is still pretty valuable. And then we have haste mastery, chest piece. I think the chest would be just a larger upgrade than the actual gloves, so we're probably gonna go chest. Yeah, we're gonna go chest. So not the greatest vault in the world. I'm actually not super happy about this, but when we creation catalyst, it's going to go into haste versatility, so that'll be fine. Yeah, so we'll go and do that then. Vest of Wanton Deeds, pretty cool. And we're hoping for a junkyard. Ooh, Tazavest Streets of Wonder 25. So this should actually be a pretty easy key. My group might be able to push this up early in the week. So yeah, let's head to the creation catalyst. Where did that chest go? There it is. All right. Yep. Haste verse 304 chest. Boom, we're done. Cool. What I will do is I will enchant this really quick. So we need eternal stats. Would hate to forget. And then we're gonna throw this on and we should be set. So that was a pretty decent, like, it's an upgrade. I'm not like super jazzed about it, you know, comparative to like getting a, you know, a really good weapon, or like it would have been cool to see like a Jotungeir or something, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, now we have the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster, actually, I rated a bunch on this week and I did a ton of keys. I should have 3 slots for both raid and for dungeons. Why did that take me so long to think of? Holy shit. So we're gonna double check that we're in Brewmaster spec. Now, something that I was able to get done last night is I actually finally picked up my first Puzzling Cartel Diner. And depending on what I get from the vault, I might actually be buying another item from these vendors as well. So we will see. Double check that we're in Brewmaster, always. And let's open this bad boy up. Fingers crossed. Nothing right off the bat that's like, holy shit. Let's look through the heroic gear just to see. I don't think we take any, especially because it's not trinkets. 291. Chest, pants, leech waist though, which wouldn't be the worst thing if I decided to take it, but the fact that we can farm a belt with leech on it, like crit verse belt, like technically, and get it to a higher item level, so this isn't worth. We have the Choker of Barbed Rains, which is supposedly actually like a pretty solid neck piece. I haven't seen this drop yet. And it has a pretty good proc chance. And then we also have Drape of Shame, increasing healing effect by 3%. Damn, these are actually like interesting choices. I got gloves last week with avoidance on them that we turned into a tier. So pretty much my only two choices, if unless I wanted to take sockets, which I wouldn't do because I don't have like a good piece of socket yet, would be Choker of Barbed Rains or Drape of Shame. Now the Drape of Shame has really good stats, plus there are a handful of effects that can actually, like critical abilities that we can crit with. So there are some healing spells that don't crit, but there are some healing spells for Brewmaster that do crit. So this might actually not be a bad cloak. Let's actually consult our good friend's Subcreation. Alright, so we'll click on Brewmaster Monk. The Brewmaster Monk stonks are rising a little bit. Let's go to Necklace. You actually are seeing that the Choker of Barbed Rains is a pretty high use, and about 22% of players are running it in the max key of plus 30, which I could only imagine is going to be really good, but we're also seeing that Drape of Shame is being run as well. So both of these are very popular items. The thing about the Choker of Barbed Rains and proc-based effects like this upon taking damage is that monks have this weird interaction where they're basically double dipping, or even in some occasions triple dipping into how they take damage, right? So the way that Brewmaster mitigates, or their main kind of like centralized focus around their playstyle, is this thing called Stagger. And the idea if you don't play Brewmaster Monk is you take damage, and instead of taking it up front like most tanks would, or like mitigating the initial hit, you actually stagger and you delay the damage and you turn it into a debuff on yourself, like a dot. And that damage over time effect can, not only the initial hit that you're taking, so you still take a little bit up front, but then you're also now turning it into a dot that ticks over anywhere between 12 and 15 seconds, depending on a talent choice. So items like this, or items like Reactive Defense Matrix, or Codex of First Technique, these things have a chance to proc more often because of the way that Brewmaster takes damage. Hence why the Choker of Barbed Rains is actually pretty solid. Now, of course, the Drape of Shame is also pretty decent, but we're seeing that other players are running, you know, items from the raid potentially. I think this is actually a BOE that drops. The Decadence? Is that how you say that? Decadent? Jesus. That's actually a hard choice. Like, two of my best in slot items. Alright, so this is kind of a hard choice. I think we go Choker of Barbed Rains. The other benefit of taking this is that my necklace that I'm wearing is still 262. I'm wearing the Versatile Selenium necklace, which was really strong. It has a socket plus avoidance, and when I take damage, I have a chance to heal myself with Cosmic Energy. But I think the Choker of Barbed Rains would actually be the play. This kind of sucks, though, because Drape of Shame is also kind of cool. But a Drape of Shame at like 298 is still farmable, and it's still going to have the increased healing critical effect. So we're going to go with the Choker of Barbed Rains. I'm actually pretty happy with this one. I'm a little sad that there's gloves here, but it actually made my decision easier. So there's nothing we can really do to this. Eventually we'll be able to add a socket. We are going to be losing a little bit of haste, but we're going to be getting a ton of crit. That shoots me all the way up to 42% crit. The only other problem is that we lost a lot of versatility, which I'm going to have to try to make up somewhere else. I have some legendary rerolling to do. For example, my belt has haste on it, so we could probably turn this into a crit verse belt once the prices come down. Now, something else that I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to pretty much go ahead and use my diner on buying maybe a weapon. So if we come back to Subcreation and we go to weapons, you can see that players are running the Docking Hook, the Reclaimed Shock Coil, but you're also seeing this weapon, Zovastrum. And I'm curious on buying Zovastrum potentially, because it is doing 28s, but you are also seeing this Shock Coil too. Now, the thing about Zovastrum is that it can actually make up that versatility that I'm losing currently. So if we come back to in-game, sorry for jumping back and forth, I am currently running a Poxstorm, which is Haste Mastery, which actually should be on my offhand, I'm pretty sure. And then I'm running a Bloodspiller with Crit vs. Leech. The Crit vs. Leech Bloodspiller from last season was solid weapon, really good stats. Obviously having Leech on it as well. Of course, the Poxstorm is a pretty good damage modifier, or like an increased amount of damage without losing secondary stats. But the secondary stats on this item are pretty shit. We don't really care for haste or mastery as a Brewmaster Monk, especially with our talent choice, High Tolerance. So Stagger is 5% more effective, and we gain up to 15% haste based on our levels of Stagger. So we're kind of already getting this flat amount of haste from just being a monk, with high tolerance. So haste is not a set that we value. So basically my thought process was we can actually come here and we can buy a Zovastrum, and then we can use said Zovastrum and with this currency, the confounding antique ciphers, to upgrade that to heroic, which would be 298. So a pretty massive weapon. I wouldn't have to spend any valor than trying to like upgrade a shock coil or something like that. Now, there are a few other options I can buy, especially from the Sanctum vendor. So if we come to Sanctum, there is the Shard of Anhild. Also, Decanter of Endless Howling, I feel like could be pretty solid. If we come back to Subcreation then and look at trinkets, let's see what's going on here. So a lot of guys are running this Shard for extra defenses. We also have a couple of reactive defense matrix being ran or codex, so you can run either or. Luckily, I do have a codex on this character already. Or just like a general stat 6, and you're also seeing caches being run in 26s. So this trinket is really, really strong, especially if you pair it with Russian Jade Wind, and with how high our crit ends up being as a Brewmaster monk, it's pretty easy to apply this almost every global because of how fast you're hitting and critting. So part of me wants to go Zovastrum here, get the 298, and then the next time I'm able to buy an item with raid kills, I can go into Shard or maybe a reactive defense matrix. So I don't know yet, but I think we're gonna go Zovastrum. I don't know if I'm gonna regret that though. But the only things I would buy is Zovastrum or Shard of Anhild or something like that. So let's do that now. So we're gonna come to the fence of the first ones. Show me your wares. We're going to go to Brewmaster specifically. Last page, we should have Zovastrum the Unmaking. Now, I'm not going to be able to refund this if I buy it. Zovastrum, it's low crit, high verse, two-handed polearm, 285, and we're going to say yes. So there's my Zovastrum. We're now going to use the Confounding Antique Cipher. And then we're going to use this bad boy on Zovastrum. Put this on, and we now are insanely jacked, bro. I just had a massive, I went up, what was that, 283? I just went up 6 item levels from this. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're gonna quickly grab a Celestial Guidance enchant and throw that on here. Damn. All right. That that is the Brewmaster monk. That was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. So hopefully that makes sense. That put my verse all the way back up to 27%. Our crit is still at 42. It's a little higher than I'd like because we typically take crit bounty, but I'm sure I can lower that off of the ring or something like that. Or, I don't know, another piece of gear. I'll have to figure it out. All right. Moving on. Okay, Prot Warrior time. Unlike Maz, I'm going to check my spec first. We are in protection. Now, I did not do a lot on the Warrior last week. Honestly, I did a few key sessions with it, and I just like wasn't feeling the Warrior. Like I was just like having rough pugs, rough keys. So I only ended up doing 4 keys, and I don't think I raided last week. So we're only going to have 2 vault slots. So nothing too exciting here. Probably not as insane of a decision, but we'll see. Oh my God. Why does this game hate me? All right. I don't think this trinket is good at all. That or a cloak, or I can take a socket and I can socket something that I already had everything socketed. Oh my God, dude, we're not winning. We can't win. This is a bad vault. What does the cloak turn into for Creation Catalyst? Because this is an option too. I don't think it's good stats. All right, with a quick Google search, we were able to find this pretty easily. If we scroll all the way down here, we can actually see that the cloak will be crit mastery. Fucking hell. So I can't even take that to... This is actually a hard choice. Like, yeah, the item level might be better, but I think there's better cloaks just from running keys. I'm not sure. Let me check really quick. Because we obviously want, like, haste. So if we come to dungeons, we can go to the Season 4 journal. If we gear filter this for just cloak, is there a cloak here? Back. Okay. So crit haste, haste mastery, which would be better than anything else. The high crit, low haste is the one that we have from the vault. We have the Trash Master's Mantle, just flat verse. That would probably be okay as well. We have crit verse, haste mastery. Crit mastery, not great. No Grim Rail and no Iron Dock, supposedly. I'm trying to think if there's anything from the raids that off the top of my head that I can think of. I just like can't imagine a world where I'm gonna creation catalysts, but also like the cloak kind of just sucks. I think I take coins. The coins will let me socket a helm once I get it, or even this waste, which I now have, this haste versus waste. So I think unironically I take coins here. This sucks. It being so early, and this is what I get for not doing keys though. We're gonna take coins. Let me know how much you disagree with this choice down below. But boom, we just did it. We committed. Last season, these uses cost 6. They now only cost 3. So I can pretty easily buy a socket. I can add it to my my overclocking bitband, which is a fine ring. But I'm running currently, a belt has a socket in it. My bracers have a socket in it. My necklace is kind of shit, but it has a socket in it, so we'll see. We're gonna hold on to the coins for now, and we'll come back probably in a future week if I get anything good, preferably a 304 piece so it's not a waste, and we'll use it there. That feels bad. Whatever. I was blessed last week with trinkets, so I'm not too sad. I mean, I'm kind of sad. I always want good loot, but you can't win them all. Okay. Time to do the prop paladin. The prop paladin I've been doing a fair bit of keys on. Same thing as the warrior though. I only ended up doing like 5 keys or so. So we are going to be looking at only a few vault slots. But I have some decent gear. Last week I was able to kind of shift around a lot of things. I also have this helmet that I want to like transmute at the creation catalyst and upgrade. But we have to do a little bit of farming. I am in protection. I can see that. We'll double check protection. I didn't raid it all, so like the trinkets or anything from the dungeons will be pretty... Oh, shit. Okay. Haste Mastery Cloak is actually really solid, because currently, if I'm not mistaken, prop paladins are going like full Haste Mastery now, because of the way that Mastery scales faster and better with versatility. It mitigates more damage, and it increases your damage by so much more, especially having synergy with your Holy Shield talent and your tier set. So I think we just ripped the cloak. But I already have a cloak. Recursion's pretty good. Not that I think I'd actually use the logic loops. That kind of sucks though, I'm not going to lie, because I already have a 304 cloak. Do I have anything that I can socket? I do have this necklace that I could socket. This is a pretty shit vault too. What the fuck? So, I don't think it's worth going for this ring. The only reason I would take this ring is for if I decide to play Ret later, like later down the road. I can also mess around with this because it, like the flat haste that it'll give might not be bad. You know what? We're going to take the logic loop instead. I don't want to get sockets this early, and I think this ring could actually, you could justify running this ring set. Like this one's high verse, but the other one is high haste and then low mastery, which are fine stats. So that's actually not the worst thing in the world. So I won't use it yet, but I think having this will ease the pain of also farming them later on. So that sucks. We have a 19 Streets of Wonder, 22 Workshop, 21 Grimrail, and a 25 Streets of Wonder. Not bad. So we'll be doing a bunch of keys on stream this week, so feel free to check me out. Link will be in the description below. I have to sneeze. I'm typically a one and done, if you know what I mean. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed the opening of my vault. I will be streaming a bunch this week, both keys and, yeah, keys. I never stream my raid. If you want to watch me do those keys live, have a little bit of fun pushing or farming, come and check me out. Good luck in your vaults this week, both NA and EU players alike. This is a really good push week, by the way. So for the last couple weeks, we've been seeing really shitty affixes, but this week we're seeing bursting, solid affix, especially now that the dungeons have like smaller pull sizes. Obviously the mechanic's a little bit better. When you were pulling like 30 mobs or something like that in like a Halls of Atonement, bursting could get pretty scary, but most of the dungeons now pretty safe. The only thing that's going to be a little annoying that we have to watch out for is storming. Getting hit up by a storming into like a Nathrazim sleep pool is going to be very annoying. So you just have to be careful. It's probably going to be just as bad in Grimrail Depot. I don't think there's a set of affixes in Grimrail that'll be good. Like, honestly. Yeah, I can't think of a set of affixes that would be like tolerable. Yeah. So good luck this week, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Take care.